I'm sick of meeting business owners that think that they don't need to get an expert's opinion on their marketing. And I've got a perfect example of one, and it's a brand that I love their product, but they need a rude awakening for the business that they're losing by not having a streamlined approach to their branding, and that is Lagree Pilates.
#Lagree.
#Lagree. Lagree is one of the best workouts on the planet. I love boutique fitness. I've been to pretty much every major chain that exists at least in Canada, and the States I'm pretty up there too. Lagree Pilates is unmatched. Like, it's a fantastic workout class. It's a fantastic workout program. They train their instructors to the nines, and it's very well executed from a workout perspective. But for whatever reason, the person that developed this style of training didn't make the branding consistent. And it seems to me to be a franchise model, because if you open it in one city, you own the rights to that city. But the brand across cities varies. So as a loyal Lagree client, when I go to Calgary, when I go to Los Angeles, when I go to Vancouver, I want to go to Lagree, just like I want to go to Barry's. Like, I look forward to going to Barry's in every major city, because when you're a loyal tribal follower of a brand, you love the brand. And that's why, in my opinion, like, why Lagree isn't what it could be is because they didn't take their branding seriously. And that's why F45 and Barry's are household names. Even if you don't do boutique fitness, they're universally recognized to be exceptional brands. And as a marketing expert, when I use storytelling to tell friends, other instructors, people I meet, clients, where to go work out, Barry's is always the first brand that I mention. Outside of it being a fantastic workout, it's a marketing masterclass. And that matters when you're charging $35 plus for a workout. You need to have the full experience. And that's what Lagree is missing, because the workout is good, but it's not good enough for them to suffer on branding.
Wow. Well, hopefully we'll be able to send a clip of this to Lagree, because I know that they could double or triple the revenue just from listening to you, because you know that market and they're missing it. And I know you were telling me before we recorded that you've talked to some of the owners and they're like, oh, we can just put whatever logo we want on our spot. And you're like, what the?
The perfect example was I went into the Lagree Calgary because, so let me take a step back. I go to Barry's and F45 in every city that I'm in. There's more Barry's and F45s in the cities that I travel to than there are Lagrees. And in my opinion, because of their branding mistakes. But when I went to Calgary and I saw that they had a Calgary YYC, I made my way to go there because I love to go where I like to buy and the brands that I associate my personal brand with, and that is Lagree. And I was surprised because the location was brand new, but it was completely different branding than I'm used to. Now, you also can buy classes for Lagree through either their native site or through Mind Body. And I've bought classes before through their native site. And I know that the website's branding is similar / the same to Toronto. And I don't know for sure, but I know that it was similar enough that I felt the experience was cohesive. But when I went to Calgary, the branding was completely different. And I was asking the girls, because I showed up early because I wanted to get myself familiar with the space, why that was the case. And they ripped me off as a client, and they didn't see the importance of, and I wasn't lecturing them. Like, I was just being like, wow, that's really interesting. I'm not used to going to a chain or a brand and the brand not be consistent. And they were like, well, it's a style. It's not an actual brand. And they didn't realize like what they were saying was so
no, that's interesting. They thought it's a style of workout, not a brand. Fatal flaw.
Fatal.
Like, if you want to get to 100 million valuation or a 10 million valuation.
No, if you just want it to sit in the hearts and minds of the clients that love your brand, Lagree isn't like, it's not like Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like Pilates is a style of
It's a
workout.
style, yeah.
Lagree is the brand.
You know, it's almost, I don't want to say, and apologize to the CEO who I know will be sent this video. It's almost a little arrogant that you think that it's like being the best chef, but not thinking you have to, you know, get a digital message out about your cooking. They did make the best style of Pilates.
They did.
Right? But it's not complemented by branding. They think in and of itself that's enough.
Or experience.
That's a bit arrogant in terms of...
And they've seen competitors crop up in the States that have done it better.
And go past them. And they don't have to sacrifice their stylistic, you know, or the integrity of the
There
product.
is nothing they have to sacrifice by having consistent branding. It adds, it doesn't subtract. And if anything, any one of their franchise owners or chain owners would do better individually if they had consistent branding, because F45 is a perfect example.
You know what? That goes back to the example of the owners think they know branding. So
Yes.
the local
Yes.
franchise owner talked to their family members or has a friend in marketing, they came up with their own logo. And it's just, there's really no excuse to leave that much money on the table because they think they know more about marketing than they do about Pilates.
And that's actually the hardest part about my job, is that I can market anything that is good to begin with. And that's what's disappointing about Lagree, is they could be an absolute case study of taking over the concept of Pilates, more akin to like the Kleenex. Like, it could become the Pilates brand because the product is so good. And that's why they're successful, because the product is so good.
It's so funny you say that, because I've been to a let's say a generic Pilates class, left no memory on me.
Zero.
I went to a Lagree based on you telling me how good it was, and I was blown away by how good that workout is. And I told a bunch of guys who want to be, are professional athletes, go do a Lagree, right? And they had never heard of it.
No, with that, and that's a great point, is professional athletes also love Lagree. Another huge misstep in their marketing. Like, Barry's is the one that's marketing as like the most hardcore workout in the world. Anyone that does Lagree, including the top athletes in the world, will leave a Lagree class and be like, holy shit, that was the hardest workout I've ever done. Because the muscles that you use are, it's not endurance, it's not weights, it's core twitch muscles that never get used, that it's a true athlete to be able to perfect the Lagree method.
Well, this is marketing titanium here, and we could talk about it for hours.